we're going to talk about angles. The first type of angle that most of us know about is a 90-degree angle, and that is when the angle makes a square corner. You see this often in triangles, right triangles especially, rectangles, and squares. The next type of angle we're going to talk about is an acute angle. That is the angle that measures less than 90 degrees. One way I always remember it is acute is small, just like a cute little angle. That's a good way to remember it. And acute angles are always less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is an angle that measures between 91 degrees, so it's bigger than a right angle, and 180 degrees. This inside part needs to be bigger than 90 degrees. The other type of angle is a reflex angle. Sometimes these can be confusing because we want to take a look and measure this inside part. But when you're talking about reflex angles, you're looking at the outside of the angle. And those are angles that measure between 181 degrees and 360 degrees. Now, how do we name an angle? Angles all have endpoints. And the endpoint that connects the two sides, or the two segments, is called the vertex. If we are going to name this angle, we need to write the vertex P, because that's the endpoint that connects both segments, in the middle. So this angle would actually be called angle A, P, D, and you use the angle symbol on top. If I was going to name this angle, I would remember I need to put my vertex in the middle. This would be angle D, P, C. And again, notice my vertex is in the middle of my angle. Now, let's take a look at this angle. I have P again as my vertex. I would have angle C, P, B, with P being my vertex and it's in the middle. Now, let's look at this. This angle right here. Again, P is my vertex, so I would name that angle A, P, C. The important things to remember when you are naming angles is that you always put the vertex in the middle. You also need to remember to use capital letters just like we do when we're naming any type of endpoint.